So many women blame themselves when they can't lose weight. But what if the problem isn't that you're failing? What if you're simply focusing on the wrong thing? Today, I'm going to show you the 3 reasons that I see over and over again that keep women in menopause stuck with their weight loss. And chances are, one of these is happening to you. If we have not met yet, my name is Nicole Dalton. I have been a family medicine physician assistant for over 25 years, now turned menopause weight loss coach. I specifically help women 40 and over lose weight by using a simple, sustainable approach. We focus on nutrition, mindset, and exercise. And the reason why this is different is that I really take a unique, individualized approach, and we really focus in on what will work best for your lifestyle. And I customize it to make it something that you can sustain and live with for the rest of your life. So if you are curious to see what that looks like, getting more support with me as your coach, I would love to hop on a free consult call with you. And that link is in the show notes. Before we dig in, I would encourage and ask you to hit subscribe so you don't miss these weekly videos. And please hit like, please share. Think of one woman in your life that could benefit and find this video helpful. Please share this with her. And lastly, comment. I love to hear from you. So please comment on where you're getting stuck in your weight loss journey. I would love to hear from you. So I'm super excited to report we just completed our Fast Track 5-day menopause weight loss challenge in our Facebook group, Weight Loss for Midlife Women. If you have not joined this Facebook group, it's a great community of positive, supportive women all working on their weight loss and health journeys together. So please come and join us. And if you missed this last challenge, don't worry, I am going to be having several more challenges coming up in the near future because I love it when women go through this 5 days together with me and they're telling me they're losing 5 to 6 pounds just in 5 days. They're seeing their clothes kind of fall off, their pants are getting looser, and they're losing inches around their waist and losing that visceral fat, that belly fat too, and feeling more energetic. And we're working through a lot of the mindset in just 5 days. So if you missed out, don't worry. I'm going to be hosting more challenges in the near future. So join us in Weight Loss for Midlife Women so you don't miss the next challenge. Happy Mother's Day. Ladies, if you're listening in, I am honored to talk with you as a mom. I love working with other women because as a mom, you are creating a legacy of health. How amazing that you're spending your time listening in. You are showing me that you want to continue to learn, to grow, to improve your health, because a powerful thing that I see over and over again is women who decide to change their habits, eat healthier, start exercising, and create that as a lifestyle because you're teaching the rest of your family, your kids, your spouse, your grandkids, how to live a healthy, vibrant, active life. I want you to be chasing those grandbabies, getting down on the floor and popping back up easily. And when you decide to get healthy, your family sees that. And how amazing would that be for your kids and your grandkids to grow up and just know how to live healthy and how to eat healthy, whole foods and exercise and just make that a part of their life and who they are. That is that is one of the most exciting things about the work that I do. I just had a client contact me that just started this past week, and she was so excited because already her husband and her grown son were so excited to go on this journey with her to help meal plan and to start exercising together. So when you can make these changes for yourself, And no, you're not being selfish. If you can make these changes for yourself, it's more powerful to see that ripple effect onto the rest of your family. So happy Mother's Day. Go spoil yourself and enjoy it. You deserve it. I'm honored to be in your world. Okay, so let's dig in here. I feel like this last few months, I've been talking to more and more women who are either on a GLP-1, which is the weight loss shot, like an Ozempic, or Mounjaro, or Wegovy, if you've heard those names, or Zepbound. So I've talked to more women that are either on these shots for weight loss or maybe have tried them in the past or contemplating it, okay? And that's a whole nother discussion. If you're curious more about GLP-1s, I have a video that I'll link in the show notes here today for you. But why these women are coming to me is usually for a few different reasons. They're either coming to me because I had one lady tell me she had tried several different shots. None of them worked. So she was still stuck in her weight loss goal of losing 40 pounds. I had another lady tell me that, actually several ladies that tell me they've been able to lose maybe 20 pounds with the weight loss shot, but then they're stuck. They still have 30 more pounds to lose, and they're just stuck no matter what dose, what strength of the medicine they're taking. They just can't seem to get out of that plateau of their weight loss. And then I have another set of women that will tell me they were able to lose their weight with the weight loss shot, but they're still stuck because now they still don't understand how to nourish and fuel and eat in a way that's healthy, and how to exercise, because now they're feeling weaker and they're not feeling as strong as they once were. And so I've been having this conversation a lot more with women that, and even if you're not on a shot or have not contemplated getting on a shot, this is also pertains to you, because I find that many women will rely on a shot or maybe a supplement or getting on hormone therapy, which all of them have their place. But if you're not eating healthy, if you're not exercising, if you're not in the right mindset and sleeping well and having great connection with family and friends, if you're missing one of those areas in your life, you've got to have all of these tools in your toolkit, not just one, right? So if you're missing out, especially on the exercise and nutrition part, then you're missing the biggest piece, okay? So I want to walk you through today what I see over and over that tend to stop and halt women's progress with weight loss, okay? And I have 3 different things for you. So I call these 3 things my core 3 system, okay? So it's basically mindset, macros, and muscle, and I'm gonna break those down for you. This is the same system I use for myself. This is also the same system that I teach my clients. And I wanna share with you these 3 common reasons that I see over and over, and maybe you can relate to one of these. I bet you can. And I would love to hear in the comments which one of these seems to be keeping you stuck. Okay, so let's dig into mindset first. Okay, so I had the pleasure of traveling to Salt Lake City, Utah a couple weekends ago to be there for my oldest 20-year-old son, who called me up in January and said, "Mom, I'm doing a marathon." Mind you, this kid is a hockey player in college. He is not a runner. However, he trained for it and he was racing in Salt Lake City. So I had to go fly out. I got to go fly out and join him. And I was planning on running the 5K portion of it. But once I realized there was different starts, like he started several miles, the marathoner started several miles away from where the 5K race started. So once I got there and realized that, I chose not to run the 5K. I chose to be his support system, him and his two buddies. So, which I was so thankful I did, because I got to experience this whole marathon as a mom, supporting and cheering Noah on to the finish line. It was so awesome. But watching the marathoners, not only Noah, but watching all of these runners and these athletes out there running mile after mile after mile. He ran it in 4 hours, right? And so there was people that ran it quicker and people who ran it slower, but just watching them and thinking through what their stories were. And it really brought to the fact that mindset, after so many miles, your body is just doing the work, and it's your mind that stops you. In fact, so many women will tell me that it's themselves, it's their own mindset. It's themselves that are stopping their progress and their weight loss. So that is one thing that I just want to bring attention to is, where is your mindset? Are you having ants, we call them, automatic negative thoughts? So we need to separate those thoughts, and we get to choose the thoughts we think, because that is causing us the actions in our life. So mindset is huge. This is also the time in women's lives that anxiety is peaking. A lot of women don't realize that during menopause, your stress response is heightened. And so those normal stresses that happen when you were 20 and 30, that you could just brush off, no big deal, now it's a big deal. And you feel more stressed and overwhelmed and anxious. And this is also the times in our life between ages 45 to 55, that is the highest rate of suicide for women. And guess what is happening? It's menopause, right? So all of these hormones are fluctuating. My personal story is that my mother committed suicide at age 53. And I wish we knew then what we know now, because she would have been able to get the help she needed. However, I want you to be aware of how much our mindset is changing with all these hormone changes, and that could affect your actions and behaviors around exercise and food, right? So what if we leveled up our mindset and thought more like an athlete? Okay, maybe you've been an athlete yourself. Maybe you are. Maybe you've raised an athlete. Maybe you're a grandmother to an athlete. But when you go to these athletic events, you can see these athletes have an elevated mindset. They go to practice whether they want to or not. They show up whether they want to or not, right? So same thing with us. We need to just keep showing up in our lives in a healthy, positive way in order to make weight loss work, especially long term. Okay, so the second piece where I see a lot of women getting stuck is the macros. What do I mean by that? So macros are our food, that's our nutrition. Macros are broken down into protein, fat, and carbs. Simple. If you asked me several years ago why I would want to count macros, I would say, I have no idea why anyone would want to count macros. It seemed very confusing. It seemed very hard. And once I've learned what a macro is, how to count it, it's super simple. But you have to adjust what we're eating in our day for the nutrition our body needs during this phase in our life, because it is very different than when we are 30. Our nutritional needs are very different in menopause. And so I see that women are either eating more protein, which is awesome, or eating healthy, right? But really don't know where they're sitting at with their macros. So the first step I would encourage you is keep a food log, get curious for just a few days and see where you're at with how many carbs, how many protein, how much protein, how many fats are you getting a day, and just start getting curious. And then from there, we can tweak it and adjust it so you can start seeing the weight loss. So I work with my clients to help adjust macros. We work on their mindset. And then their last piece where I see women getting stuck is muscle, okay? So have you ever been told, you're getting older, just slow down a little bit more, okay? I've been told that several times and it kind of made me mad. And here's why, okay? I talk to so many women who are just settling. They'll tell me they're in their 50s and their backs hurt or their hips hurt or their knees hurt. And granted, there is something called the musculoskeletal syndrome of menopause that is because of our declining estrogen, right? So there definitely is reason that we're hurting or can hurt with age. However, it doesn't mean to settle and just be stuck. Like gaining weight and not being able to lose it, that isn't normal. That isn't part of how we're supposed to age and go through menopause. So don't get stuck in that mindset thinking that's the case. I want you to step it up a little bit, and I want you to get curious about what your body still can do, because with more muscle, your body can do anything it wants, even feeling better than when you were in your 20s and 30s. So don't settle, don't slow down. This is the time in our life we need to be doing more, but in the way that our bodies were meant to move in menopause, right? I don't mean to go out and walk more or do more hours of cardio. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying we need to improve our muscle mass, pick up more heavy weights, and if you're not comfortable with weights, just starting to get curious about what that looks like to pick up a weight, okay? So I would love to hear which one of these three maybe you find that you're getting stuck with. Do you think it's your mindset? Do you think it's your macros, that nutrition piece, or maybe lack of muscle that you're noticing? Okay, which of those three are you getting stuck? I would love to hear so I can help you, okay? And the last piece I want to leave you with, think of going forward in the rest of your life like you're training for life, like you're training for your nursing home prevention plan, okay? I want you to think of it that way. The more you can get these three areas in your life figured out, then you're helping to prevent the nursing home. I want you to live your fullest life, picking up those grandbabies, getting on and off the ground with them, and traveling and enjoying life. There's no reason to settle for being more sedentary, okay? If you're curious what it looks like working together, I would love to hear from you. Let's hop on a quick call. You can find that link in the show notes. Have a great Mother's Day weekend.